Welcome to the next session of IEDC Virtual Classroom. I'm Tanuj Mathur and I'm discussing the concept of strings today. So before discussing the concept of strings, I would like to discuss the concept of array, because strings are implemented through arrays. Now, what are arrays? Arrays are collection of similar data type grouped in a sequential memory block. Now, the memory blocks are in such way that they are blocks in sequential orders. So, and their referencing starts from 0 till n minus 1, n where n is the size of the array. So, say we have an array of integer, its name is a. So, and its values are say 4. So, the compiler will choose 4 sequential memory blocks. So, 0, 1, 2, where our n is 4, so last block will be 4 minus 1 equal to 3. Now, say it stores the value 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's see that each value is an integer value and is represented in sequence. So this is an array. String is an array in which all the values are character values stored sequentially, continuously in the compiler. So let's make a block diagram for string. Why string is a special case of array? It is because the last block of the string is always by default \0. It is for compiler purpose. A compiler needs to know when the string gets terminated. So now this referencing is similar from 0, 1, 2, 3. This is our array or string a of 4. It holds 4 values but can actually hold only 3 values because 4th is by default \0. So let's say it holds a, b, c. So since string is the collection of similar data type, that is characters, and the last element is \0, terminator. Alright, so let's see how it is declared in C. It is declared with the data type, this simple declaration of an array: data type, name, size in the square brackets, and terminator, which is a semicolon. So now our data type for string is always character, its name, it can be any legal identifier, its size, full size, including \0. So if you want to make a string of say 10 elements, you need to create a string of size 11, because again last element is always \0. So let's see how to initialize a string now. So to initialize a string, there are many methods. I'm gonna discuss the popular ones. First, declare and initialize. In this, you initialize during the declaration. Now again, let's see the declaration syntax. Say we declare an array with the same old example: character a, size 4 is equal to open curly braces. Now we need to add 3 characters to it. So single quotes a separated by comma, single quote b, single quote c. 3 elements, 4th is \0. So this is in termination. Semicolon is important. So now this is the first method. The second, similar to it, character a, 4. This is declaration part. This is initialization part. With double braces, double quotes a, no commas, a, b, c, and again semicolon. So these two are same, just the way of initialization is different. These are initialization during declaration. The next part is initialization through a function. There is a predefined function in the standard library of header library of stdio.h. This is small s. Every keyword is in small case, lowercase. So stdio.h that is standard input output library, has a function known as getS, where there is an argument which we have to put in this. So let's remember how the functions work. So let's revise it. Functions have a name, that it has a name, prototype, whatever is a name that you use to call the function. There are parentheses and there is an argument which you pass for the function to process it. So the function here is getS, that is get string. Here we need to get the input for our string A. So getS parenthesis A as an argument. So this getS, it is a user given value. The user will enter this value in the run screen, that is output screen. So say but there is only one limitation, he can enter only 3 values as the size of the string is 4. Alright, so these are the three basic ways. There are more methods through which you can input strings. So these are the basic 3 ways to initialize a string. Next concept let's study about is arithmetics. So how can we use string arithmetics? So there's a way how in C we use arithmetic operation for string. So say we have a character A. Before studying the concept of string and character arithmetic, there is a concept of ASCII, ASCII values. So ASCII is nothing but American Standard Code for Information Interchange. This standard gives the equivalent of every character. They have given an integer equivalent for every character. So say we have small a has been given 97 equivalent integer value. So we know as arithmetic operations can only be done on integers, 97 can be manipulated. Say it can be added 1, it can be used to do many arithmetic operations just because it has an equivalent arithmetic number or say integer number. So let's say we need to add 1 to a. Let's say it is a character variable which holds a character a. Now if we add a equal to a plus 1, what will happen now is, see, because the ASCII value of a is 97, it will add 1 to 97, that is 98. Now a is assigned an ASCII value of 98, that is the ASCII value of b. So a will now store b instead of a. So there are all characters have been given an ASCII value. Say a is given 97, small b is given 98, small c is given 99. So this is ASCII values, and with the help of ASCII values we can perform string arithmetic operations. Now let's discuss about functions, predefined functions for strings. Now strings are quite an important topic for any application development. Strings are the majorly used type of data, so they need a lot of defined functions to operate on. So there are many kinds of operations on it, say comparison, concatenation, string length, copy. So these are generally used and quite famous ones that we are going to cover today. So the first function that I am going to discuss is string length. As the name suggests, it gives the string's length. So before discussing this, we need to see that these functions can be accessed through a library known as string.h. String.h. It is already known that in C++ or C there are many operations that cannot be used until and unless used from the header files, and we need to include the header files before the program. So if we want to use string.h, we need to include it. If you want to use a string length function, we have to use a string.h function. It can be seen as, since you want to read a type of book, say you want to read a mathematics book, where can you find the mathematics book? You need to go to the library in the mathematics section. So to get the section, there should be a section provided, there should be a link to that section. So you go to the math department, you search for the math book and you pick it up. So there is a similar case. String.h is the library, you go to the library, you take the string function out of it. So you need to tell the compiler that this library I want to access, and then it will grant the possible functions. The possible functions, first possible function is string length. It is written as strlen, and then parenthesis. Again, every function needs to have parenthesis and the argument passed to it. So this is the syntax of string length. It passes and it returns an integer value, that is, it passes the length of the string. See, the basic concept of function is function takes a value, function returns a value. Function processes a statement and returns. It's like an ATM machine. You enter something, it takes a bill out, it takes your money out, it takes the transaction slip out. So it's just the same case. So string length, strlen. Say you have declared a string s1 of say 10 size. If you put strlen and s1 in the parenthesis, it returns a value 10 because its size is 10. It's quite simple. Now, next, let's learn about how to compare two strings. So C performs this function by providing a predefined function known as string comparison, that is str. Every function in the string.h is starting with str, so string cmp, that is string comparison. I would like to rewrite it strcmp, where it needs an argument here. So the argument is s1 comma s2. Now what it does is it compares s1 and s2. s1 is one type of string and s2 is another. If these two strings are equivalent, say s1 holds 3 a b and s2 holds 3 again a separated by comma b. Now these two strings are equivalent, their size is equal and the values are same. Now what comparison does is it compares each and every element in the continuous block and returns a boolean value. What is a boolean value? Boolean values are 2, 1 and 0. 1 is for true and 0 is for false. So it returns true or false. So if this part is true, it returns 1. If it is false, 0. In our case, it is true. So this is the comparison, string comparison. So let's discuss the third popular function, that is string length, strlen, string length. Okay, we have discussed the string length. Sorry. Let's discuss the string concatenation, strcat, s1 comma s2. The similar function syntax. What it does is it adds string 2 behind string 1. Say this is the memory block. Now in our example, a is of s1 is of size 10. s1 is of size 10. So it holds 9 values now. It has 9 blocks. It has 10 blocks and 9 is backed at 0. And we have another string s2 which has say 4 in its data. 4 in data. So now say s1 has a, b, c, d, e, f already filled. Now if we use strcmp, CAT S1 comma S2, what it does, again say S2 has 3 elements in it, X, Y, Z, right? So if we use this function, what it will do is, it will give S1 the 3 saved values, X here, Y here, Z. So it has got concatenated, that is 2 strings have attached and joined. So now we will discuss the last, according to me, the last popular function, string copy. You need to copy a lot of strings in the manipulation. You need to reuse the value. So string copy is a popular function. So say strcpy is the keyword, parenthesis as usual, S1 comma S2. Now S1 holds 3, say A comma B, and so if you want to copy, S2 holds this. If you want to copy the value of S2 in S1, we will use strcpy. So now after this function, our string S1, which is of 3, will actually hold the value A, which actually hold the value A and B. So this will be the value held by the string 1 after getting copied. These are the basic and quite famous functions for string manipulation. Now let us discuss the concept of, let's take an example of a program, right? This program is general program to use the functions. So first we'll like to include #include stdio.h #include string.h void main. Now let's say we have a string S1 10. We have another string S2 of 10. Now let's see int a. A is just a variable. A is just a variable to count the number of strings present. It will return a value, like string length returns a value. It will be saved in A. So so A equal to strlen A. Now see not A, strlen S1. So I would like to rewrite it, A equal to strlen S1. So what's going to happen is, A is going to store the size, that is A equal to 10. So it will store the string length. The string length has performed its task. Now say, if I want to copy the value of S2 in S1, right now they have no values. So to get the value, let's use the function get S1. So the user will give the value get S2. Now the user will give the values. Now let's copy the values. So we want to copy the S2 value in S1. So strcmp S1 comma S2. So S2 will be copied in S1. Now, so this has done its copying task. Now let's use the function string comparison. So now since the two are copied, it will give true as a result when we are going to compare the two strings. Since S2 is now S1, they are equivalent. So strcmp S1 comma S2, this will return a true value. So it has done its task. So if we're gonna print the output of this, it will be true. So this is our function. This is our small program in which I have taught you how to use the following functions. So this will be it for today's strings. Thank you.